All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson on how the day of the Lord is not nothing to play with. This is going to be a lesson on how the day of the Lord is not nothing to play with, and how soon there's going to come a time where all the evil people in the world are going to be able to do the things that they want to do towards people, and there's not going to be no such thing as the police force to do it. Like right now, the police force already exists, right? And the police force are there and they're available for things. But for the majority of times, when evil happens in this world, the police come afterwards, because the police can't just know and predict when every single time somebody's going to commit a crime. And that's why you've recently had all these two Caucasian shooters, right? I believe the one that shot up the kids in the school as well, I believe he was Caucasian, but I'm not too sure, man. But there's been these people that do all these shootings, right? And then they've just did that now, and there's the people are already gone. The people are already gone after they've committed these crimes, and there's gonna come a time where these people are able to just keep doing these things until somebody stops them physically by making them be not alive anymore, just like how Dev did this evil to people. Whereas right now, people are somewhat hold back the evils that they have in their mind, because there's still certain things that they can enjoy in this world. But there's going to come a time where Esau slowly drains everything that people enjoy away from them now, which is already happened. People are not able to do the same things that they used to do, and people are starting to become more poor because of inflation. People don't have as much spare income, and that's going to cause for people to lose their minds. People have already in the past have shown that they're prepared to riot and fight each other over tissue, man. They're prepared to riot and fight each other over tissue. They're prepared to riot and fight with each other over getting a cheaper TV when it comes to Black Friday. People have shown that they're able to want to fight people when the petrol prices get high. People have shown that they're prepared to queue outside of stores or push in front of long queues to try and get their shopping first before other people. During the time when there was going to be a lockdown, people have shown that they're prepared to hoard water, right? So people are, when the food runs out and the food runs dry, these people are going to become evil. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, and I'll jump straight in. And verse 16: for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people are going to be losing their minds when things go down. When enough things get taken away from these people, they're going to lose their mind, and they're going to show the true evil that they have within them. And women are the people that struggle the most in times like this. All right, women struggle the most when it comes to a time where people are not trying to be nice, and people are showing evil, because women are not used to fighting. Women are not used to having violence aimed directly at them, right? Men are used to having violence aimed at them. Men get violence aimed at them by other men. Men get violence aimed at them by other women, right? But women are not used to having physical altercations with men when that man is going 100% all the time. And somebody might say, oh yeah, there's some women that have, because they've suffered domestic violence and stuff like that. But even in the domestic violence that these women suffer, a lot of the times the man's not going full throttle, man, because he's not trying to take that woman's life away, because he's trying to use that to try and control her. But when the time comes that I'm talking about, that the scriptures is talking about, right? People are going to be doing things to take people's lives away, man. And the average person is not prepared. Even men are not going to be prepared for this. So women are definitely not going to be prepared for it. And let me show this image again. Imagine you was walking down the street, right? And you saw this right here. Imagine you just turn a corner as you're walking down the street and you saw something like this. If a woman turned a corner and saw this, something like this, she definitely isn't going to know what to do, right? She'd just have to hope that she'd try and hope that some of the men might be simps and are attracted to her or whatever. But a man might at least run away. You know what I mean? Another group of men might at least be able to overcome these people with the sword as well. But another group of women, it's very unlikely that another group of women is going to overcome men with the sword. And that's why when you look into history and you look at any time where wars have happened, you're not seeing women on the front lines of a battlefield, right? You're not seeing that happen. In fact, when any chaotic event happens, the normal saying that goes is that save the women and the children first, because the women and the children can't cope and can't handle it, right? The women and the children are too weak. The women become on the category of the children in those times. You know, the women are the ones that have to run and flee. And people might say, nah, that's not true. When the war happened, it started off in Ukraine, between Russia and Ukraine, women was running away, right? Women was running on trains, fleeing to Poland, fleeing to other countries, right? They was running and hiding, man. And men was made to stay. Men didn't get the choice of, whether you want to stay or not. They was told you're staying. And some obviously flee, but some was told, the rule was that you're supposed to stay. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, and women have become very proud in these days, right? And the reason why they've become proud is because they've got money. That's the main thing that's made women become proud, because it's not because they've become more attractive from all of this working that they're doing. They've started getting more money and more attention, right? But in a time where chaos is coming, money's not going to be worth nothing, and you're not going to want attention. You're not going to want attention in a time where people are rioting and people are killing each other in the streets. Attention is something that you're not going to want in a time like that, because the attention will be on you, and people, if they think you've got money, will be like, okay, well, I'm going to rob you then. That's how people are in a time of chaos. If they think that somebody's got abundance and they have nothing, envy and jealousy stirs up in them, and they decide to steal. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, and that includes women. Women are going to desire to go into cities and they're not going to be able. And right now, women love being able to gallivant and go abroad. They love being able to walk around on the high streets with no shoes on. They love all of this. They love being able to twerk in a petrol station, twerk at the funeral, twerk everywhere, twerk after throwing and smashing every single bottle in a bar. You know, they love being able to do all of that. But there's gonna come a time where chaos comes, man. And if you look at any situation where a fight breaks out and there's women there, the main thing that you'll always see women doing, especially when men are fighting men, right, is screaming. You just always hear the women screaming, and part of the reason why they scream is because they want the comfort to come back. They want the fun and enjoyment to come back, because women can have control in a time where fun's there. You know, women can always increase the amount of fun that you're having in a certain thing. If you're having fun somewhere, right, and then some pretty women come by that are all happy and stuff like that, and laughing and joking, and they smell nice and they look nice, that can make that situation even more fun if there was no women there at the moment, right? But when there's a situation where chaos is happening, and women try and step into that, they don't know what to do in there, because that's not their realm to deal in that. That's not a woman's realm, man. Men get increased in value when there's a time of chaos. Women decrease in value, because the things that the protocols of normally getting a woman go out the window. And if you don't know what I mean by that, look up what the Russians did to the German women during World War II. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So if men are going to be afraid, then women are definitely going to be afraid. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So when in a time where all of the stuff are getting stealed, man, like there's certain people that are conniving and demons, man, right? So there's certain products that men understand and know that women need, right? Tampons, for example, right? And they could just hoard up all of those tampons and hoard up all the things that they know women like. And then women will have to go to them for these things. And the woman won't have any money for these things. So the men are going to then be like, well, I'll tell you what you can do to earn that for me. To earn it, I'll tell you what you can do for a payment. And women might say, oh, that's evil, that's not righteous though. But in this world right now, where women are trying to make men buy $500 steaks, $5,000 food plates of food and stuff like that in a Salt Bay or whatever, or in these expensive restaurants, and then they're taking a picture of the food, not making sure that the man's not in the picture talking about I'm about to finesse this nigga and all of that. That is that righteous? Is it righteous when these women take advantage of their beauty and use it to get men to buy them things? Is that righteous? So then you can't complain. This time that we're talking about, the time that the scriptures is talking about, is not a righteous time anyway. It's a time where evil is going to be very present on the earth. It's the dark day of the Lord, man. It's the day of the Lord where wrath and vengeance are going to be acted out on the earth. So people are not going to be doing the right thing. People are going to be evil. Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? And I've just got to say this, man. Like, women might say to themselves, yeah, but some man that's attractive is gonna want me. In a time where you have to run away from people like you can see on the screen right there, right? A woman and a child is actually a burden in a time like that. So the only way that a man would even bother to look after a woman or a child, is if they're his women or his children, right? He's not just gonna see random women on the street and decide to stir up and get involved in that. You know, he's not just gonna decide to help any random people, man. Even people might say in the movie Purge he did though. No, in the movie Purge, that guy helped out certain women, but all women got left. There were certain other situations where people were getting put to death, and he realized he can't help them, so he didn't bother. He just left them to die. But in the situations where he thought maybe, I can help with these, he helped, right? But ultimately, Yahweh will decide who's going to receive help and who's not anyway. And women that have been proud and been taken advantage of things in this time now are going to be rejected in the time to come. So when women are going to end up meeting guys like this, man, women are going to end up meeting guys like Diego from the Purge movie in real life. They're going to end up meeting these types of people, man. People that they've been proud to and be disrespecting around their area are going to have a problem with that, man. And it's not going to be a nice time. Like, people see about all these school shooters and stuff like that. These people are demons. These people are evil, man. These people are evil. These people are wicked, all of these school shooters. They are. And in order to get protection from these types of people, you have to fear Yahweh, right? And if a woman's got a man that knows about the scriptures, she should be respecting him. She shouldn't be thinking in his mind, yeah, you're always talking about scriptures all the time. You're always talking about scriptures, but where's the money at? She shouldn't be thinking that. But some will, and some do. But ultimately, in the day of the Lord, Yahweh might cause for some of these women to be rejected anyway. Yahweh might cause for some of these women to be taken away from the men that they thought that they was going to be with. Because it's all of this stuff's a rumor until it happens. All of this stuff's hearsay. It's like, oh, well, yeah, you're saying that now, but I ain't seen no evidence of that. All of it's a rumor until it happens, you know? Everything's always been a rumor until it happened. Rain was a rumor until that happened. It used to be a myth that it was going to rain, you know? People never used to believe that it would rain, but then it rained. Give me 1 second, so look here. People used to think that rain was a myth. This is Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail. The gathering shall not come. All the gathering of the people, all the gathering of the good times where people are doing them dance ciphers. You got two people on the left. You got a few people on the left. You got a few people on the right, and they do that dance line where dance, or when they make a circle and then people step into the circle and start dancing in the middle. All that's going to be done away with, man. All the bottle service with the wine bottles, with the sparklers, all the TikTok shorts, all the TikTok videos, all the TikTok shorts, all the GIFs, all the GIF photos where you can like TikTok it and look like, show how cool your life is. All the Instagram's gonna go. All the YouTube's gonna go. It's all gonna go. And when it's gone, it's gonna be gone forever. It's not gonna be coming back. Verse 11, tremble ye women that are at ease. Be troubled ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. So it's not gonna be nice times, man. And let me get another scripture, in fact, because people can say whatever they want to say about what words come out of my mouth that are my own words, but they can't deny the words of the Lord, right? And if they do, that'll be to their own destruction. So let me get this. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 14. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. So I don't need to really say any more on that. That's plain. That's obvious what that's talking about, man. And the only people that are going to be protected in that time are the people that are men of the Lord, and the women that are rocking with them. But women that are like what women are good at doing, right, is faking, right? So when a woman needs an oil change, then she's treating a mechanic like he's Denzel, right? When a woman needs a pipe changed, then she's treating the plumber like he's Idris Elba. You know what I mean? When a woman needs some furniture moved into her house, then she's treating her strong neighbor like he's Anthony Joshua. But then after that's happened, then she's just ignoring him. I remember there was one thing that this guy, Coach Greg Adams, I believe his name is, man, the bold Jake guy, and he was talking about how he helped his neighbor to move into the house on the first day that she moved in there. Right, he helped her move in. He helped her move in some furniture. He was trying to just be a nice guy or whatever. Right, and then she took him doing that for her, and then said, "Oh, thanks," and all of this. And then after that, she didn't want to speak to him no more. So then he just ignored her forever after that. And then when she was moving, he made sure to come out the house and see her, and never helped her and watched her struggle. He watched her struggle with all of that. And there's women that have took advantages of men in this time now, that them men have got a grievance towards her and she don't even know. A lot of women, I heard Corey Holcomb say this one time. He said a lot of women don't understand how many men's lives they've ruined just by being around them. And that's true. These women like to get on TikTok and complain about men all day, right? But they don't ever talk about the men's lives that they've ruined. They'll never get on the internet and start reflecting on the people's lives that they've ruined, you know, on the times where they've bared false witness on men. Like there's 2 public celebrity cases right now where women have pretty much been lying about men. You've got this whole, even though some of it's probably fake anyway, man, but you've got this whole Amber Heard thing, and you've got this Megan Thee Stallion thing, and that's 2 different races of women. One's an Edomite and one's an Israelite, but they've both shown themselves to be demons. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So men are gonna be precious in that time, because they're gonna be so scarce. They're gonna be so scarce in that time, and women are gonna be looking for them and seeking them. And just like how right now women are saying, I can do bad by myself, right? The men are gonna be saying they can do bad by themselves. Having a woman around you in a time where people like this running around on the street is definitely not of a benefit, man. Look at this. Having a woman around in a time like this, where people like this are let loose on the world, man. Demonic, evil people like this that are just bugged out and frustrated and have just been evil anyway, right? Having a woman around you in a time like this is not of a benefit to you. It's a hindrance, man. Having some woman complaining that she's tired, you know what I mean? Complaining that she's hungry, complaining that she's thirsty. You're like, man, I may as well I would have been better off drinking the water by myself. I can do bad by myself, you know? Women always want to think that they're tough and they can have a scrap or whatever. No, you can't, man. In a time like this, even men are going to be getting hurt and destroyed. So never mind women. Even men ain't going to be tough in this time. So how much more women, man? And this wasn't even no video to be talking about women in particular, but women. Yahweh's been rebuking and roasting and going into women through the mouths of men for a long time, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. So the things that's coming, people are not going to be able to handle, man. People are not ready for a time like this. We've never seen a time like this, man. We've never really seen a time like this where everyone's letting loose and people are going crazy and everyone's like just being extremely carnal. We've never seen a time like that. We're used to times where things are nice, things are peaceful. People are used to those kind of times. People are not used to a time where stuff like this is happening, right? I'm just gonna end the video there. I just wanted to do a little video and talk about how there's a time approaching that men and women are not ready for, right? Because this isn't just me going into the women. Men are not even going to be prepared for this time, but women are definitely not going to, right? Because women are not even about the scriptures as much as men, so they ain't going to have that protection. A lot of them ain't going to even have that protection of being about the scriptures, because they was always scoffing about certain things regarding the scriptures anyway. I'm going to end the lesson there. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makar Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. Shalom.